What's going on, everybody? Uberman here with the Mystro weekly roundup, and today we're going to talk about some of the top stories I thought were important to bring to you in the news this week. So to start with, I think first and foremost, Uber's instant pay glitch that seemed to have started having issues on Friday, but seems to be resolved as of today, Sunday. There may still be a few people out there with issues, but it seems like the majority of people have been able to cash out. Instant pay is working. Now, unfortunately, Uber has not said exactly what the glitch was, what caused the glitch, but they knew about it, they worked on it, and it seems to be fixed. So, I'm sure it was quite frustrating to a lot of drivers that rely on instant pay for, mundane things like gas money so they can continue driving, right? I can understand why it'd be frustrating. If you're out there trying to make money you need for, something that just came up, plus you need gas money you can't cash out, that could be a huge, huge problem. But hopefully the situation is resolved, and hopefully we don't see anything like this again for a while at least. So number 2 on my list, driverless cars. Thought they were a thing of the past? Thought they weren't going to be around anymore? Wrong. Uber's investing $150 million in Toronto, Canada for, guess what? An engineering hub. That's right, an engineering hub so that they can focus on research and development of driverless cars in Toronto, Canada. So driverless cars are something that Uber apparently is still looking forward to in the future. Number 3 on my list was a story about Lyft that I found interesting. If you have a problem with your Uber app or documents and you can't get it resolved through email or support, what do? You can drive down to your local Uber driver hub and you can get your issue resolved pretty quickly. I've had a lot of great success going to the driver hub. You're usually just in and out. Now, if I have a problem with Lyft, not the same story. We don't have a Lyft hub and a lot of markets don't either. So this can become a real headache for people. Well, the good news is Lyft recently acquired somebody that's going to be in charge of taking care of that for us. The gentleman's name is Cal Langton, and he most recently led the development of Tesla's electric vehicle charging network. So now he works for Lyft, and his job will be Vice President of Infrastructure Operations, and he will be focusing on the next generation of Lyft's driver hubs. So I'm really excited to see some new driver hubs popping up for Lyft. Please bring some to Oklahoma City. Number 4 on my list is Uber's new logo. I don't know what to say about it, man. I wouldn't even talk about Uber's new logo, except it seems like the conversation is cropping up all over my social networks as well as others as well. So a lot of people are really talking about Uber's new logo. Now, I'm sure most of you have seen it by now. It's very simplistic. It's very basic. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the original Uber logo back in the day when it was basic and simplistic and, a good logo. That's what it reminds me of. Before they went all artistic and colorful and little lines and, some people said it looked like something. I'm not going to talk about what people said it looked like, but I never did care for the new Uber logo. I never did. I really liked the basic simplistic design of the original U. I thought it worked. So now they've changed their logo a third time to a really basic font that says Uber. So there we go. We talked about it. I personally think they could have just gone back to the original U and, ditched that artistic one that they had, and things would have been just fine. At the end of the day, here's my thought on it. The logo doesn't matter. Okay, the logo is not important, within reason. If you were to make your logo something offensive or, then you could have a problem. But a logo is a logo is a logo is a logo. If you have a good product and you provide good service to your customers and to your employees, or in Uber's case, your contractors, the logo doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a fancy artistic logo. It doesn't matter if it's just a basic U. It doesn't matter if it's a basic font that just says Uber. It's not about the logo. So I don't really think the logo is going to make any difference at all. But moving on from that, we've got a more important story. And this one actually, although it's number 5 on the list, this is the most important story that I really wanted to talk to you guys about today. And that is passenger safety and informing your passengers of what's going on out here. So number 5, we're going to talk about, and I may have to glance down at my paper here for a minute. Number 5, there was a Las Vegas Uber passenger that was kidnapped. I'm sure most of you have probably heard about this, but I really just wanted to talk about this for a moment. This Uber passenger in Las Vegas was kidnapped, and the way it happened, it's just coincidence. A passenger was out hanging out, doing whatever with a friend, and she was riding home alone. This passenger requested an Uber, and I guess it said her Uber was nearby, so she gets out, she walks out to the street, and there was a car parked there that looked similar to the car that was supposed to be picking her up. And the guy in the car waved her on over, hey, come on. And here's where things could have been different. She goes over to the car and says, "Are you here for blank?" And the driver's like, "Yeah, sure, come on in." That's the point where I want to stop the story, and I want to talk about what should have been done differently. And this is where I really ask you guys out there, you guys and gals, you drivers out there, please share this information with your passengers, because someone's life could depend on knowing this information. What she should have done first, and just to clarify, in no way, shape, or form am I placing the blame on the passenger. It's simply a lack of information that we need to get out to our passengers. The first thing she should have done is gone around to the back of the car and matched the license plate with the license plate on the app, first and foremost. And even with the license plate matching, she should have looked through the window or cracked the door before she even entered the car and asked the driver, "What's the passenger name you're picking up?" All right, these are 2 steps that could have just absolutely prevented the whole thing from happening. Match the license plate, ask the driver what the name of the passenger is they're picking up. I think the license plate is probably more important than anything. Obviously, a fake Uber driver would not have a license plate, or should not have a license plate that matches the plate of a car that is actually on the Uber app to pick you up, or Lyft as well. This could happen on any rideshare platform. So I'm going to look down at my paper here real quick. This lady was robbed. She ended up jumping out of the moving vehicle. I saw some video footage of this. She jumped out of the moving car. He was smashing on the gas, taking off. Once he realized that she realized she had been kidnapped, things went real bad. He smashed off with her in the car. He robbed her. From jumping from the vehicle, she ended up with a severely broken ankle, a fractured wrist. She's got bruises, scratches. She got head injuries. It's bad. It's bad. But, she's out of the car. She made it. She's alive. So that's what's important. So according to Uber, you should match the driver's name and picture. You should ask the driver for who they're picking up, and you should match the license plate on the car with the license plate number in the app. And personally, I'm asking all of you drivers to share this story with your passengers. Explain to them that there are fake Uber drivers out there that are looking to do bad things. In some cases, maybe it's just simple robbery. In other cases, who knows what could happen. Bad things can happen to people that get into cars with complete strangers. So please, guys and gals, drivers, please share this information. Remember, match the license plate in the app with the license plate on the car. Match the driver pick in the app with the driver in the car. And be sure to ask the driver what passenger name they're supposed to be picking up. I think if you can do all of these things before stepping into a car, you can be pretty well assured that you're going to have a safe trip and make it to your destination. So that's going to wrap it up for this weekly edition of Mystro Roundup. We all at Mystro appreciate you being here today, and I look forward to doing this again next weekend. Stay safe out there, everybody, and have a good one.